So today in Nostalgia Junkies, we're throwing it back to the lunchroom. We're going to pick 5 people from teen movies from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s that we would want to sit at our lunch table.
Yeah.
There are 6 seats. We're in one of them. 5 remain.
Yeah. So how are we going to do this? 1 and 1 or
Let's just go
all
1 and
5?
1. Like
okay.
I'll go 1, you go 1.
Okay, sounds good.
So do you want to go first? Want me to go first?
I'll go first. Mine's is going to be a well-known one. It's going to be Edgar Frog, Corey Feldman, The Lost Boys.
Okay. Why?
I choose him because you need a loyal friend like him. And he was loyal to the end in that movie. So that's why I think he was just crazy enough to get himself in trouble for his friend no matter what.
Okay. My first pick, Michael J. Fox. Not going with Back to the Future, though.
Oh, man.
We're talking about Teen Wolf, Michael J. Fox.
We're going to have to fight.
Do you have him too?
I do have him too.
He's my first pick.
He's my 4th pick.
If
Go
he can
ahead.
sit with both, he'll sit with me on Monday, sit with you on Tuesday.
Okay. We're probably like him for the same reasons.
I mean, I kind of want to go. You need a jock. You need a guy who like you can play some sports with.
Correct.
And I was thinking like, okay, I can go with our Breakfast Club.
Correct.
I can go with our Coach Carter.
Mm-hmm.
I can go with Mighty Ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can go with Michael J. Fox from Teen Wolf and have Scott, who's going to be like, my best buddy.
Yep.
We're going to play some basketball and he's going to be a werewolf.
Yeah.
And what I loved about Teen Wolf is like they were a werewolf or he was a werewolf, but he wasn't like I'm going to murder you in your sleep werewolf.
He was just like a slick criminal.
Yeah. He was a
smooth operator.
The scene of them when he's riding on the top of the bus. That is totally not how I saw that going.
Such an underrated movie, too. People don't talk about it as much as they should.
Which is funny because, it did get the revival on MTV.
Correct.
Where it was Scott McCall and Tyler Posey doing this. And it was totally different vibe.
Yeah, 100%. So my next one is going to be a well-known one. It's Ferris Bueller.
Are you going with Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller?
Ferris Bueller, Matthew Broderick. Broderick. Yes. Why? Man, you need the trickster, the jokester, the guy.
The troublemaker.
The troublemaker, man. Every group needs one, and he's my guy.
Oh, dude.
Did you pick him too?
I have him too. So,
oh my God.
But dude, that's the exact reason why I should. Everyone in their friend group needs that bad influence. Yeah. Matthew Broderick, Ferris Bueller's that perfect bad influence. Yeah. He's the one that's going to get you to skip school.
Yep.
And I mean, other than the car, like let's not talk about the car, but you're not going to get in that much trouble with him.
Correct. No.
Like he wasn't a bad kid.
He wasn't a bad kid. He just was a trickster, man.
Yeah, he liked to fool around.
Yeah.
Listen, he was no John Bender.
Correct.
Like, I mean, if our options are John Bender or Matthew Broderick,
I'm going Matthew Broderick
or Ferris Bueller. We mean,
yeah.
But no, it's definitely Ferris Bueller. Okay, so then let me go to my third.
Yeah, correct.
So I went with Donald Faison's character in Clueless.
Oh, okay. All right.
I was thinking Alicia Silverstone for a little bit, like, getting that little fashion.
Yeah.
But you know what? Think about Cher throughout most of that movie. And she's annoying. She's still putting it together. She's very entitled. Doesn't know she's entitled.
Correct.
Until Paul Rudd kind of calls her out on it.
Because that's all she knew.
Exactly. But you know what? The same reason we have Matthew Broderick's Ferris Bueller, that bad influence.
Yeah.
Everybody needs that guy that's going to crack jokes nonstop. Yep. And Donald Faison's Murray, that's what he does all through Clueless. Every single time he's on camera, he's cracking jokes.
Correct.
So, dude, I have to have him sitting at the table with me. We're going to be busting a gut all through lunch.
My next one is going to be, you probably haven't seen this movie. Alex Rogan.
Not a clue.
Actor, Lance Guest, Last Starfighter.
Never seen it.
All right. So Last Starfighter, there's a kid in a small town, 80s arcade machines, right? This space colony out in space puts out video games and challenges across worlds to get pilots to be starfighters. And on Earth, they set up an arcade machine, and whoever can get the highest score on this very tough arcade machine becomes the last starfighter.
Okay.
And you just got to watch it. It's a little too long to explain everything, but arcade machine, he plays it every day. He beats the high score. They come and get him. Take him into space. He's fighting a war. He's one of the last starfighters. For me, one, you just need that guy that loves video games, loves arcade games. So that's the reason. He was a little wimp at first, but after training and doing a bunch of stuff, he becomes the hero of the movie. But biggest part, he's a gamer. That's why I like him.
Okay. I have a similar person on my list. And everybody needs that person that's going to be the butt of the joke.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with Michael from What I Hate About You, David Krumholtz's character.
Okay.
Thought about Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, that then falls back into like our Ferris Bueller, John Bender. Didn't really want somebody who was going to probably punch me in the face at lunch.
Yeah.
Thought about Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character.
Okay.
I don't want to be listening to somebody moping all through lunch.
Correct.
So I'm like, David Krumholtz. He's like the perfect person to sit at the table. He's going to get along with Donald Faison's character.
Yeah.
Because, he's not going to cause problems because he's not going to want to get made fun of.
Correct.
But he's going to get made fun of. He's kind of the nerd of the group.
Correct.
But everybody needs that nerd. The one that like thinks they're a little cooler than they are.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, they're going to talk about cartoons, talk about video games. And they're going to just kind of be like that hodgepodge of all the social circles. Yeah. And I feel like that's David Krumholtz's character.
I have a similar.
He was like that melting pot.
Yeah, I have a similar guy.
But so far at my table, I have Michael J. Fox, Donald Faison, Matthew Broderick, and David Krumholtz.
All right. So for my last one, I'm going with maybe another one that you haven't seen. Chris Knight, Val Kilmer, Real Genius.
Never seen it.
All right. So this is a film, real short film. College kids, they're geniuses. Young genius gets enrolled into college because he's a genius. Val Kilmer is like the guy. He's a genius, but he's also like the cool kid in the college. So he's smart enough to be a genius, but also goofy enough to take risk. And he's like your last guy. He's just a melting pot, just a cool guy, but he's a genius.
Okay.
So yeah, so my group is Corey Feldman, crazy, Matthew Broderick, last guess, Matthew J. Fox, and Val Kilmer.
Michael J. Fox.
100. Michael J. Fox. Yeah.
So I have one more.
Okay.
To round up my 5.
Okay.
And you were talking about this at the beginning, that everybody needs just that honest to goodness friend.
Correct.
The person that'll always have your back.
Yep.
And I was trying to think who in movies that I've seen, which is a very, very small amount.
Yep.
Who embodies that the best? That is an honest to goodness friend. And it brought me to Oz from American Pie. Chris Klein's character, Oz from American Pie. He is just that honest to goodness friend. He'd get along with Michael J. Fox's Scott from Teen Wolf. Yep. They're both athletic. They're both jocks. He's nerdy. So he'll also get along with David Krumholtz's Michael.
Correct.
He's goofy, so he'll get along with Donald Faison's character Murray, but he also likes to get into trouble. So he's going to get along with Ferris. But at the end of the day, he is an honest to goodness friend. So I had to go with Oz from American Pie. Yep. Also, if we flash forward to the future, he's going to be making a crap ton of money. So
yeah, come on. Let's go.
Exactly. Did you have any honorable mentions? Like, they think about the kids that would pull up the folding chair to the lunch table.
For me, Jim Carrey, I've Been Bitten.
Okay.
Just the character, he was the goofball. Just, you always have that one friend that really doesn't fit in, but he hangs with the crew. Mm-hmm. That's probably who I would almost feel bad for him. So you let him hang out.
The ancillary friend.
Yes, 100%. That would be him.
No, I agree. I have an honorable mention, and it's kind of out there. This is the person that would pull up to the lunch table, hang out with you. Then you won't see them for a month.
Yeah.
Shorty from Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Marlon Wayans, boy. Yep. Everybody needs the plug.
Yeah. 100%.
That's Shorty.
Yeah.
Shorty would be the guy that would roll up. He'd hang out with you all. You'd all have a great time.
And then
you wouldn't see him for a month. Correct. You'd go to his house and you'd check up on him and make sure he's alive.
Yep. Yeah.
That is your sixth man.
Correct. That was a pretty fun one. I like that one.
Yeah, and so we'll have to do more of the lunch tables. I like this. Let's just pick 5 people across movies to fit something.
Right.
But yeah, so I like my lunch table. I think my lunch table would be pretty hopping.
Yeah, I like my lunch table too. I think it would be kind of cool.